Have you ever wondered what lurks in the dark when you're alone at night? Tonight we delve into the spine-tingling world of the unknown, unveiling 10 chilling tales that will make your blood run cold. From whispering walls and faceless men to haunted dolls and ghostly brides, these stories blur the line between reality and the supernatural. Unseen stalkers, cursed paintings, and the haunting of Room 13 await you. Are you ready to journey into the abyss of your deepest fears? In our countdown, we begin with the story of the Whispering Walls. Nestled in a forgotten corner of a small town stands a house, a relic of a time long past. But this is no ordinary house. Its walls, aged and weathered, hold a secret. They whisper. Yes, you heard that right. The walls whisper tales of the lives that once filled the house with warmth and laughter, love and sorrow, birth and death. Imagine, if you will, stepping foot into this house. The air is dense with the scent of old wood and time-worn wallpaper. The silence is almost deafening, but then, just as your senses begin to adjust, you hear it. A soft rustling, like the sound of leaves brushing against each other in the wind. But there's no wind inside, is there? You strain your ears and the whispers become clearer. They're not just sounds, they are voices, fragments of conversations from a time long forgotten. What could these walls say, you might wonder? Well, they speak of the family who first resided there, of joyful Christmas mornings and tearful goodbyes. They echo the laughter of children who once raced through the halls, the sorrowful sobs of a widow mourning her beloved, the fervent whispers of secret lovers. Each whisper is a thread intricately woven into the tapestry of the house's history. But they also murmur of darker times. They speak of a man consumed by greed who met a tragic end. They tell of a woman, heartbroken and alone, who vanished without a trace. They whisper of misfortune and mystery, of secrets buried deep within the house's foundation. These whispers, these echoes of the past, serve as a chilling reminder of the house's checkered past. So, if you ever find yourself in that small town, and if you dare to visit that house, listen closely. The walls have a story to tell, a story that will send shivers down your spine and make your heart race. The echoes of the past can sometimes be a haunting melody, don't you think? Next on our list is the chilling tale of the Faceless Man, a spectral entity that has become the living nightmare of a peaceful small town. Imagine a quaint little town nestled in the heart of the country, a place where everyone knows everyone, and life goes by in a leisurely fashion. But as the sun dips below the horizon and a chilling darkness takes over, an eerie silence descends. It is then that the Faceless Man makes his presence known. Residents speak of a chilling presence, a figure without a face who roams the town under the cloak of the night. No one has ever seen him, yet everyone has felt his eerie presence. His face, or rather the lack of it, is the subject of hushed whispers and the cause of a fear that has seeped into the very bones of the town's people. This faceless entity does not harm, does not touch, does not speak. It just exists in the shadows, in the corners of the eye, in the flickering lights and the rustling leaves. Its presence is felt in the cold drafts that seep through the cracks in the windows, in the shadows that seem to move just slightly, in the silence that is a little too silent. The Faceless Man has become an unspoken part of the town's life, a spectre of fear that lingers in the air, a paranoia that has become a constant companion to the people, a chilling reminder that not all is as it seems. The tale of the Faceless Man is a tale of the unknown, a tale of the unseen. It is a tale that reminds us of the primal fear of the dark, of the unseen and of the unknown. The Faceless Man does not need to do anything, for his greatest weapon is the fear he instills, the paranoia he feeds, the uncertainty he breeds. And so, as the sun sets in this small town, the people retreat into their homes, the doors are locked, the lights are turned on, and the waiting begins. The Faceless Man has become a part of their lives, a chilling reality they have to live with. Remember, not all that haunts us has a face. Our eighth tale takes us to a place where nature hides a terrifying secret. Imagine, if you will, a vast forest, rich with the sounds and sights of nature. Each tree stands as a silent sentinel, their branches swaying gently in the wind. But within this serene landscape, something else resides. something that watches, something that waits. Nestled deep within the heart of the forest, there exists a mystery as old as the woods themselves. Whispers of a presence, an entity that pervades the air with a sense of dread. It is known only as the Watcher. For centuries, tales have been spun about this enigmatic figure. Some speak of it as a guardian of the forest, a protector of nature's delicate balance. Others tell of a malevolent force, a spectral entity that feeds off fear, thriving in the shrouded darkness beneath the ancient trees. The Watcher does not show itself, but its presence is always felt. A rustle in the undergrowth that isn't quite right, a shadow that seems to move just at the edge of your vision, a feeling of being watched, of being followed, of never being alone. Many have ventured into the forest, drawn by curiosity, or perhaps a sense of challenge. They wander between the trees, their footsteps echoing in the silence, their hearts pounding in their chests. And when they return, they are never quite the same. They speak of an oppressive silence, a heaviness that settles over them as they venture deeper into the woods. They tell of an unseen gaze, a feeling of being scrutinized, of being intruded upon. And they speak of an unshakable feeling of dread that lingers long after they've left the forest's embrace. What is the Watcher? A guardian or a ghoul? A protector or a predator? The answer remains shrouded in mystery, hidden amidst the rustling leaves and whispering winds of the forest. In the quiet of the woods, you're never truly alone. Art can be haunting, as our seventh tale will prove. In the quaint cobblestone town of Chester, England, a painting of a lady shrouded in mystery and malice has been passed down through generations. This is no ordinary work of art. It is said to carry a curse that brings despair and misfortune to those who possess it. The painting, known as The Lady of Chester, is as captivating as it is terrifying. The subject, a beautiful woman draped in Victorian-era attire, has a gaze that seems to follow you, her eyes filled with an eerie sadness. Her pale hands clutch a single black rose, a dark symbol of death and despair. The tale begins in the late 18th century with a wealthy merchant named Edward. He commissioned the portrait of his beloved wife Amelia, who passed away under mysterious circumstances. The artist, a reclusive figure known for his morbid fascination with the macabre, was said to have imbued the painting with Amelia's restless spirit. The merchant, driven to madness by the haunting gaze of his deceased wife, took his own life. The painting was then passed down to his son, who fell into financial ruin and despair. This pattern of misfortune continued down the generations, with each new owner succumbing to a tragic fate. Some say they've heard the soft sobs of a woman coming from the painting at night, or seen the lady's eyes well up with tears. Others have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair when they are near the painting. Countless attempts have been made to destroy the cursed painting, but all have failed. It's as if the painting refuses to be silenced, its haunting presence a grim reminder of the sorrow and tragedy it has wrought. Today, the Lady of Chester remains locked away in an undisclosed location, a chilling testament to the power of art and the supernatural. The painting serves as a grim reminder that some things, some art, are better left unseen, untouched, unowned. For in the world of the supernatural, not all that glitters is gold, and not all art is meant to be admired. Beware, for not all art is meant to be admired. Our sixth tale explores the fear of being watched. Imagine being in your home, a place where you should feel completely safe and secure, but instead you feel a constant icy prickle on the back of your neck, as if unseen eyes are watching your every move. This is the reality for the protagonist of our story, an average person living an average life until the day they realize they are never truly alone. They first notice it as a gentle whisper on the wind, a rustling of leaves when there's no breeze. Then objects appear out of place, moved when no one else is around. A sense of unease begins to permeate their daily life, an unshakable feeling of being observed. They can't see anyone, but they can feel the presence, a stalker they can't shake off. Days turn into weeks, and the unseen entity's presence grows stronger. The protagonist starts to hear faint footsteps behind them, the soft echo of their own movements. When they turn around, there's nothing. just the eerie silence of their own home. Their nights become restless, filled with the sounds of creaking floorboards and hushed whispers in the dark. The entity's presence is ubiquitous, a relentless pursuer in a game of cat and mouse. Despite their best efforts to ignore it, the unseen stalker's influence becomes impossible to deny. It's as if they are trapped in their own personal horror film, with no way to escape the unseen terror that haunts their every waking moment. They reach out to friends, family, even the authorities, but without any tangible evidence, their pleas fall on deaf ears. They are alone, stalked by an entity only they can sense. As our tale comes to a close, we are left with a chilling reminder of our protagonist's plight. They are forever tormented by an unseen stalker, a spectre that lurks in the shadows of their life. This story serves as a stark reminder of the power of fear, how it can transform even the most mundane aspects of our lives into a living nightmare. Sometimes the things you can't see are the most terrifying. Our fifth tale brings us face to face with innocence lost. In the quiet town of Eldridge, nestled between forgotten hills and the echoing silence of the countryside, stands an old school building abandoned for decades. Once it buzzed with the laughter and chatter of children. Now it's a silent monument to memories long past and a home to an ethereal inhabitant, a ghostly child. They say on crisp autumn nights, when the wind sings a melancholy tune and the moon casts long shadows, you can hear the faint sound of a child's laughter echoing through the hollow halls. The laughter isn't malicious or mocking. It's a soft, innocent giggle that speaks volumes about a life cut short, a childhood never fully experienced. The ghostly child doesn't inspire fear, but a profound sadness. He doesn't lurk in the shadows or jump out from corners. Instead, he roams the abandoned corridors, playing with the spectral remnants of toys long gone, chasing the memory of playmates who've grown old and passed on. A spectral figure seen from the corner of one's eye, he seems to be always searching, always reaching out for something just out of his grasp. Perhaps he's looking for companionship, or perhaps he's trying to reclaim the childhood that was stolen from him. Some say he's a lost soul, trapped in the mortal realm, unable to move on. Others believe he's a guardian, watching over the old school building, preserving the memory of the joy and innocence it once housed. Despite his spectral form, his presence is not threatening. It's a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of life and the tragedy of innocence lost too soon. His laughter, though ghostly, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, persisting even after death. The tale of the ghostly child is a haunting melody, a timeless ballad of love, loss and longing. It's a story that lingers long after the final echoes of the child's laughter have faded into the night. A story that touches the heart and stirs the soul. Remember, not all ghosts are vengeful, some are just lost. Our fourth tale delves into the world of the uncanny. In a quaint little village nestled between hills, there was an antique shop known for its curious collection. Among the dusty trinkets there lay a doll, seemingly ordinary, yet it held a chilling tale of its own. This was no ordinary plaything. It was said to be possessed by a vengeful spirit. The doll belonged to a little girl named Lucy, a sweet child who loved to play with her precious toy. She named the doll Amelia. Lucy and Amelia were inseparable. Day and night, laughter and whispers filled their home, painting a picture of innocent childhood joy. But as the days passed, the laughter turned into silence and the whispers into screams. Lucy's parents started noticing strange occurrences. Objects would move on their own, doors would slam shut, and in the dead of the night they would hear a child's laughter echoing through the halls. But the most unsettling of all was the change in their daughter. Lucy became distant, her once sparkling eyes now dull and lifeless. She would sit for hours, whispering to Amelia, her gaze fixed on the doll. As the disturbances escalated, the family sought help. An old sage was called upon who revealed a horrifying truth. The doll was possessed by the spirit of a woman wronged in her life, seeking revenge and solace. Amelia, it seemed, was not just a doll, but a vessel for this restless soul. Lucy's parents, filled with fear, decided to get rid of the doll. They took Amelia to the antique shop, hoping to sever the unnatural bond between the doll and their daughter. But even today, the villagers speak of the haunted doll, of strange happenings around the antique shop, of laughter and whispers that fill the air when the moon is high. Innocence, they say, can sometimes hide a terrifying secret. The story of Amelia, the haunted doll, serves as a chilling reminder that not all playthings are as innocent as they seem. Innocence can sometimes hide a terrifying secret. Our third tale peels back the darkness to reveal what hides within. In the quiet town of Ashwood, nestled in the heart of England, there is a quaint old house with a history as dark as the shadow figure that resides within it. This elusive entity, a spectre that is more than a mere trick of the light, has haunted the town's folklore for generations, instilling a bone-chilling fear in the hearts of those who dare to speak its name. The tale begins with the Hawthorne family, who, oblivious to the house's grim past, moved into the property one sunny summer's day. All was well until the sun began to set, and the house's long shadows started to dance with a life of their own. From the corners of their eyes, the family began to notice a figure, a silent silhouette, lurking in the shadows. It was a presence that couldn't be touched, yet was palpable. It wasn't long before they realized that this shadow figure was not a figment of their imagination, but a haunting reality. The figure was elusive, only revealing itself in the house's darkest corners. It was seen darting in the hallway, lurking at the foot of the stairs, and looming in the children's room at night. Yet whenever they tried to confront it, the figure would dissolve into the darkness, leaving behind a chilling coldness that would make their blood run cold. As the days turned into weeks, the family found themselves living in constant fear. The shadow figure was a silent tormentor, a terror that lurked in every corner, every crevice of the house. Its presence was oppressive, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked within their home. The Hawthorne family eventually moved out, driven away by the relentless haunting. Yet the shadow figure remains, a spectre in the darkness, a chilling reminder of the house's haunted past. The old house in Ashwood still stands, its windows dark, its rooms silent, and its corners filled with an unseen terror. Shadows are not always as harmless as they seem. Our penultimate tale is a tragic story of love and loss. In the heart of a quaint old village, there lies an abandoned mansion known to many as the House of the Ghostly Bride. The mansion, once a symbol of love and happiness, is now a chilling reminder of a sorrowful tale. The story begins with a young, beautiful bride named Isabella. She was set to marry her childhood sweetheart, a man who loved her more than life itself. The mansion was buzzing with joy and laughter, filled with guests eagerly waiting for the couple to exchange their vows. However, as fate would have it, the day that was supposed to be the happiest of Isabella's life turned into her worst nightmare. Just as she was about to step onto the aisle, she collapsed, her life snuffed out by a sudden, cruel illness. Her untimely death cast a dark shadow over the mansion. The once lively place became a house of mourning, an eerie silence replacing the sounds of mirth and merriment. But as time passed, villagers began to notice strange occurrences. Lights flickering in the mansion at the dead of night, the faint sound of a wedding march echoing through the empty halls, and most chilling of all, the apparition of a bride in her white gown, wandering aimlessly, forever trapped in her wedding day. The villagers believe that it is Isabella, still waiting to say her vows, still yearning for the life she was cruelly denied. Those who have seen her speak of a sadness that hangs around her like a shroud, her eyes filled with a longing for her lost love. Despite the fear, there's a sense of sympathy for the ghostly bride. A life cut short, a love unfulfilled, and a spirit unable to find peace. The ghostly bride of the mansion is a poignant reminder of how love can outlast even death itself. And so, our tale concludes with a chilling thought. Love can sometimes be a haunting melody. And now we arrive at our final tale, The Haunting of Room 13. In the heart of an old city, there lies a hotel as ancient as the cobblestones on the streets. Its architecture is a testament to the bygone era, and it holds within its walls a myriad of stories. However, there is one tale that sends shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. The tale of Room 13. The room is an enigma, an anomaly in the otherwise pleasant hotel. The door to room 13 is always cold, colder than the chilliest winter night, as if warning the unsuspecting guests about the ominous presence inside. Through the years, those who dared to stay in room 13 reported strange occurrences. Objects would move on their own, lights would flicker, and an unsettling chill would fill the room, regardless of the season. Then there were the whispers, soft, indistinct murmurs that would fill the silence of the night. Some guests claimed they heard their names being called out in the dark, while others swore they heard pleas for help. But the most terrifying part of the tale is the apparition of a shadowy figure. Guests have reported seeing a dark silhouette in the mirror, only to turn around and find no one there. Others have woken up in the middle of the night paralyzed with fear as the figure stood at the foot of their bed, watching. The hotel staff have tried time and again to rid the room of its malevolent spirit, but to no avail. Room 13 remains an unsolved mystery, a chilling reminder of the unknown that lurks in the corners of our world. So if you ever find yourself in that old city and you're feeling brave, perhaps you might seek out the hotel and dare to spend a night in room 13. But remember, not all tales are mere stories, and not all rooms are meant to be stayed in. Beware of the unknown, for it might just be waiting for you. We've journeyed through tales of terror and fear, but what truly haunts us? The haunting of room 13, a tale of an inescapable curse that clings to a space. The ghostly bride, a narrative of unrequited love that transcends death itself. And the shadow figure, a story that reminds us of the unknown lurking just out of sight. These stories remind us that our deepest fears are often rooted in the unseen and the unknown. Remember, it's not the darkness that we should fear, but what it hides. Sleep tight.